Tonight, we're diving deep into a financial burden that haunts millions of Americans: student loan debt. It's a topic that sparks anxiety, frustration, and even fear in households across the country. For many, the weight of student loans isn't just a number on a statement. It's a shadow that follows them through every major life decision, from choosing a career to buying a home or starting a family. For years, a powerful myth has dominated the conversation. Student loans are a debt for life, an inescapable chain that binds you long after graduation day. The belief is that no matter how tough things get, this debt will follow you forever, immune even to bankruptcy or financial hardship. It's a story that's been told so often it's become accepted as fact. This idea is repeated everywhere, echoed in classrooms by teachers, whispered at dinner tables by worried parents, and reinforced by financial advisors who warn of the dangers of borrowing for college. But this myth didn't appear out of thin air. It grew from a misunderstood truth, a kernel of reality that was stretched and distorted over time. Decades ago, lawmakers changed the rules, making it much harder to erase student loans through bankruptcy. Their intention was to prevent abuse of the system, to stop people from taking out loans and immediately walking away from them. The law became strict, but somewhere along the way the message got twisted. Difficult became impossible. The nuance was lost and the myth took hold. This myth has real, lasting consequences. It creates a sense of hopelessness, trapping borrowers in endless cycles of payments and anxiety. People feel powerless, believing there's no way out. Many borrowers don't even look for solutions, convinced there are none. They avoid phone calls from lenders, ignore important mail, and let fear dictate their financial choices. The result? Delayed dreams, mounting stress, and a cycle of debt that feels unbreakable. People put off buying homes, starting businesses, or even starting families, all because of this looming financial weight. Borrowers accept harsh repayment plans, avoid seeking legal advice, and rarely question whether relief is possible. The myth keeps them from exploring options that could change their lives. But tonight, we're here to challenge this belief. We're here to shine a light on the truth and offer hope to those who feel trapped. We'll explore what the law actually says, break down the real barriers, and reveal a more hopeful reality. There are paths to relief, and understanding them is the first step toward freedom. The truth is more complex and far more promising than most people realize. Tonight, we'll separate fact from fiction and show you that hope is not lost. The student loan crisis is massive. Over 43 million Americans owe more than $1.7 trillion. This isn't just a statistic, it's a daily burden for people of all ages and backgrounds. Debt shapes lives. Young graduates, parents, even seniors are affected. The dream of higher education now comes with a heavy price. This debt ripples through the economy. Less spending, delayed home ownership, stalled businesses. For individuals, the stress is constant monthly payments dictate career choices and cause anxiety. Many feel trapped, believing there's no escape. Some fall into forbearance or default, making things worse. The myth that bankruptcy offers no hope fuels this cycle. It's time to look closer at the facts and the real options available. Relief may be closer than most borrowers think. For years, the story was that student loans couldn't be erased in bankruptcy, but that was based on myth, not data. New research has changed everything. Legal scholars studied thousands of bankruptcy cases and found something surprising. When borrowers actually tried to discharge student loans, many succeeded. In some studies, over half who completed the process got relief, either full or partial discharge. The legal standard is strict, but not impossible. So why did the myth persist? Because almost no one tried. The belief that it was impossible kept people from even applying. The real barrier wasn't the law, it was misinformation. This new data is a game changer. Bankruptcy can be a real option for those buried in debt. It's not easy, but it's possible. Borrowers now have facts, not just fear. The door to relief is open, if you know where to look. Discharging student loans in bankruptcy isn't as simple as wiping away credit card debt or medical bills. Instead, it requires a unique and challenging legal process known as the adversary proceeding, a crucial step that sets student loans apart from most other debts. Unlike other debts, student loans are not automatically erased when you file for bankruptcy. This means that even after declaring bankruptcy, your student loan obligations remain, unless you take further action. To even have a chance at relief, you must file a separate lawsuit within your bankruptcy case, called an adversary proceeding. This is a formal legal action, not just a simple form or request. In this proceeding, you're asking the court to declare your student loans an undue hardship, a legal standard that's often difficult to meet but not impossible. In this lawsuit, you become the plaintiff, and your lender, the government or a private company, becomes the defendant. Both sides present their arguments before a judge. You'll need to gather and present detailed evidence, your financial records, proof of income and expenses, medical history if health issues are involved, and documentation of your efforts to find work or increase your income. The more thorough your evidence, the stronger your case. Because this is a formal and often complicated legal process, most people work with an attorney who understands bankruptcy law and can help build the best possible case. The lender, on the other hand, can challenge your claim. They might argue that your financial hardship is only temporary, or that you haven't made enough effort to repay your loans or seek better employment. Ultimately, the judge listens to both sides, reviews all the evidence, and decides whether your situation meets the strict legal standard for undue hardship. This decision determines if your student loans can be discharged. The process can feel intimidating, overwhelming, and even discouraging. The complexity and uncertainty keep many people from even attempting it, despite their struggles. But knowing that this legal doorway exists is the crucial first step. It's important to realize that, while difficult, relief is possible for some borrowers. The adversary proceeding is the path to potential relief, a way to seek a fresh start if you can prove your case. Understanding how this process works is key to breaking the myth that student loans can never be discharged. With the right knowledge and preparation, you can take the first step toward possible financial freedom. The Brunner test is the standard most courts use to decide if your student loans can be discharged. It has 3 parts. First, you must show you can't maintain a minimal standard of living if forced to repay. Second, your financial hardship must be likely to persist for much of the repayment period. Third, you must prove you've made good faith efforts to repay, like making payments, seeking deferments, or trying income-driven plans. It's a high bar, but not impossible. Courts look for real, lasting hardship, not just regret or temporary setbacks. If you can prove all 3, you have a real shot at relief. The Brunner test is tough, but it's not a dead end. For those who qualify, it's the path to a fresh start. If so many succeed, why do so few try? The biggest barrier is the myth itself. Borrowers believe it's impossible, so they never attempt it. Misinformation comes from everywhere: media, financial sites, even some lawyers. The process is also complex and costly. An adversary proceeding is a full lawsuit, often requiring specialized legal help. Many can't afford an attorney, and few know where to find one. Even bankruptcy lawyers may not know about the high success rates. There's no simple government guide for this process. Borrowers are left to navigate a confusing system alone. These barriers, myth, cost, and lack of support, keep the number of attempts low, but with the right information, more people could find relief. Certain borrowers are more likely to qualify for relief. Those with permanent disabilities or chronic illnesses have strong cases. If they can't work, repayment isn't possible. Seniors on fixed incomes often meet the standard, especially if student loans threaten their basic needs. Long-term low-income borrowers, especially those whose education didn't lead to good jobs, may also qualify. Courts look for a history of low earnings and real efforts to improve. Single parents with high expenses, or people facing multiple hardships, often have the most compelling cases. The key is proving that repayment is truly impossible, not just difficult. For these groups, the adversary proceeding can offer a real chance at a fresh start. Relief is possible for those in the toughest situations. Real cases show what's possible. Every day, people from all walks of life face overwhelming debt, and many believe there's no way out. But the truth is, the system can work for those who need it most, and these stories prove it. Take the story of a Navy veteran in his 50s. Disabled and living on limited benefits, he struggled for years under the weight of more than $200,000 in student loans. After a long battle, he finally found relief. His loans were erased, giving him a fresh start and a chance to focus on his health and family. Or consider a single mother with a master's degree. Despite her education, she was stuck in low-wage work, constantly worried about making ends meet. Anxiety and stress became part of her daily life. But after years of showing good faith effort and persistent hardship, she was able to wipe out her debt, finally breaking free from the cycle of worry and financial strain. For these individuals, discharge meant more than just financial relief. It meant freedom. No more fear of wage garnishment, no more impossible payments hanging over their heads. It was a chance to rebuild, to breathe easier, and to look forward to the future. These aren't just numbers on a page, they're real lives, real families, and real futures transformed by the possibility of a second chance. The courts aren't looking for people who simply regret borrowing. They want to see genuine, lasting hardship, proof that someone has truly tried to pay but simply can't. It's about showing real effort, real struggle, and a sincere desire to do the right thing, even when the odds seem impossible. When the system works as intended, it provides a vital safety net, a lifeline for those who have nowhere else to turn. These stories prove the myth wrong. Student loan relief isn't just a rumor or a distant hope, it's a reality for those who qualify and persist. Relief is real, and it's happening right now, changing lives and restoring hope for families across the country. The challenge now is making sure more people know it's possible. Too many suffer in silence, unaware that help could be within reach. Hope exists for those who need it most. If you're struggling, you're not alone, and there are real solutions out there. The safety net is there, if you reach for it. With the right support and information, a new beginning is possible. The real power in the student loan crisis is knowledge. The myth that loans can never be discharged has caused needless suffering, but new research and real cases show a different story. Relief is possible. The process is tough, but for those facing true hardship, it's a viable path. Financial literacy means knowing all your options, including bankruptcy. Don't let old beliefs stop you from seeking help. Understanding your rights is the first step to taking control. The facts are clear. The door to relief is open. Spread the word, challenge the myth, and empower borrowers to find their best path forward. Knowledge is the key to a new financial future.